In seconds, you'll see how drones and chili bombs save crops. Stay with me. I hope you enjoy our video.
Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine this scene, right? A farmer, maybe somewhere in India, maybe rural Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
They've put months of work into their fields, watching everything ripen: rice, maize, bananas, sugarcane, basically their family's entire food supply and income.
Yeah, everything they rely on.
Then, one night, a herd of elephants comes through. And in just a few hours, it's all gone. The whole harvest wiped out.
Just devastating.
And it's not just the crops. There's this real, physical danger, too. People get injured, sometimes even killed. It's not just one farm. This is happening all over.
And the scale, that's what's really critical here. I mean, it is a global issue, sure, but it's really intense in South Asia. Think India, Sri Lanka, and big parts of Africa, too. Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe.
Right.
The numbers are pretty grim. In Asia alone, you're looking at over 600 people. And maybe 450 elephants dying each year because of these conflicts.
Wow.
And India and Sri Lanka, they account for over 80% of those cases. It just creates this awful cycle of fear, frustration.
Retaliation, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly. Retaliatory killings of elephants, which, just puts these already vulnerable animals in even more danger.
That's a really tough picture. So what we want to do in this deep dive is look at some of the solutions, some really creative, non-lethal ways people are tackling this.
There's definitely hope there.
Yeah, finding ways to coexist. We're going to explore how things like, high-tech drones are changing the game. And also, maybe surprisingly, how simple, natural things like chili peppers are making a huge difference.
It's a fascinating mix.
It really is. It's this clash, isn't it? Livelihoods versus these huge wild animals. Terrible consequences on both sides. But maybe the answer isn't just bigger fences or more guns. Maybe it's a drone or a spicy fruit.
Well, at its heart, it really boils down to survival, doesn't it, for everyone involved?
Oh, so?
Elephants are drawn to farms because, crops are packed with nutrients.
Yeah.
Way easier to get at than foraging, especially when their natural habitats are shrinking.
Makes sense. Easy meal.
But for that farmer, that one night raid can be catastrophic. Remember that story of the Tanzanian farmer?
Yeah.
Her corn crop gone overnight. She literally said she lost it all.
An entire year's work, food, income, just gone.
Utterly wiped out.
And the human cost, it's not just money, is it? It's fear. It's exhaustion.
Oh, absolutely. You hear stories about kids missing school because the whole family has to be out patrolling fields all night long.
God, imagine that.
And that desperation, it pushes people to do extreme things, like these crude bombs hidden in food. They call them hakapatas sometimes, or dangerous electric fences.
Which end up hurting the elephants.
Tragically, yes. Maimed or killed. This is an awful paradox of people just trying to protect themselves, their families, end up resorting to things that really harm the animals they just want to keep away.
But the elephants suffer too, right? It's not just one away.
Definitely not. Elephants face horrible injuries or death from retaliation, being chased with spears, shot, poisoned. And in Africa, things like drought and habitat loss are pushing them into farmland more and more often. It makes these encounters almost inevitable sometimes.
So the authorities get involved.
Yeah, and sometimes they feel they have no choice. In Kenya, for instance, they might have to kill between, say, 50 and 120 elephants labeled as problem elephants each year.
Yeah.
As a last resort.
Wow. Just to protect people and property.
It just shows how high the stakes are for people, for elephants, for the whole ecosystem. Everything's kind of hanging in the balance.
It's incredibly difficult on all sides. But like you said, there's ingenuity coming out of this desperation. And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Drones.
Mm-hmm. The tech solution.
Yeah, this relatively new technology is turning out to be a pretty powerful tool. These little flying machines, they're like eyes in the sky.
Especially at night or in tall crops like sugarcane where people just can't see.
Exactly. Detecting elephants and actually deterring them.
And they're surprisingly effective. The way they work is they fly in and that buzzing sound they make. Apparently it sounds a lot like a big swarm of bees.
And elephants hate bees.
They really do. It's a known natural fear. So the sound plus the drone kind of swooping down aggressively, it triggers their instinct to just get away.
So they're like airborne sheepdog.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, kind of hurting them, but without any physical contact. It taps into something they already avoid, so it's persuasive without being harmful.
And this is actually working in the real world.
Oh yeah, there are some really compelling success stories.
Yep.
Take Uttarakhand in India. Forest officers there are using drones to track herds in these really dense sugarcane fields.
Where they'd be impossible to see otherwise.
Totally. The drone gives them live video, so rangers know exactly where the elephants are and can guide them back towards the forest without having to get dangerously close.
That's smart.
They even have a dedicated drone squad now, with drones that can fly up to 20 kilometers out. Rapid response.
20 kilometers. Okay. What about Africa?
Just as impressive. In Tanzania, around Tarangire National Park, researchers found a drone could basically chase elephants back into the park in, wait for it, 30 seconds flat.
30 seconds. Seriously.
Seriously. Compare that to rangers on foot, spending hours, often dangerously and not always successfully, trying to do the same thing.
That's a game changer.
Huge. And in Kenya, groups like the Mara Elephant Project, Big Life Foundation, they're using them too, even drones with thermal imaging for night work, pushing elephants out of farms, saving crops, saving lives.
And I think Sri Lanka is trying them too. And didn't China use them to track that wandering herd a few years back?
That's right. It shows how versatile they are, early warning, active deterrents. And the key thing, the really important part, is they do it without hurting the elephants. It fits right in with conservation goals.
Okay, so drones are the high-tech approach, but you also mentioned chili peppers. That sounds worlds apart.
It really is. But just as clever in its own way, it leverages something really basic. Elephants have an incredible sense of smell, and their trunks are super sensitive. And they do not like capsaicin. That's the stuff that makes chilies hot. It really irritates them.
So how do you use that? You can't just throw peppers at them.
Well, people got creative. They came up with chili bombs.
Chili bombs? Sounds dramatic.
It does, but it's usually pretty simple. Often just bricks or balls made of dried elephant dung, believe it or not, mixed with ground-up chili powder.
Dung and chili. Okay.
You burn them, and they release this really nasty, irritating smoke that elephants just want to avoid.
Yeah.
In Namibia, for example, wildlife guards teach farmers to make these chili dung briquettes.
How do they make them?
They mash up sun-dried dung with chili powder, shape it into cakes, bake them hard. When you light one, it just smolders for ages, maybe up to 8 hours. Creates this pungent barrier.
8 hours? That's pretty effective overnight.
And Zambia has taken it even further. They have these things called chili blasters.
Blasters. Okay, now it really sounds dramatic.
Yeah, it's basically a homemade launcher like a metal tube. They use a bit of aerosol insect repellent to shoot out a ping pong ball filled with chili oil.
A ping pong ball full of chili oil.
Yep. It bursts when it hits near the elephant or on it, coats the area. If the elephant touches it with its trunk, instant regret. Really strong whiff of chili. They usually turn tail immediately.
Does it work?
The results are amazing. In Zambia, just in 2019, these chili patrollers deterred something like 1,363 elephants, prevented over 3,000 potential conflicts. No guns, no spears needed.
Wow. That's incredible impact from such a low-tech idea.
Totally. And you see other versions too. In Asia, sometimes they use chili ropes coated in chili paste, and maybe engine grease to make it sticky. Or just burning dried chilies in a fire for a quick smoke screen.
And the appeal must be huge, right? It's cheap.
Super cheap. Uses local stuff done. Chilies people can grow. Needs no electricity. And crucially, it empowers people. It gives villagers a way to defend their own fields non-lethally. That's huge for morale.
Okay, so we've got these two amazing approaches. High-tech drones buzzing overhead, low-tech chili smoke stinging the air. But are they the silver bullet? Is it really that simple?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the short answer is no. They're not silver bullets.
Okay.
They are definitely effective, especially in the short term. Science backs this up. Chili deterrents. Consistently shown to be one of the best traditional methods, especially if people are actively guarding.
Right.
There was a study in Botswana, for example, showed chili briquettes did change elephant behavior. They started coming out more in the day instead of night. But
What?
didn't make them leave the area for good. Once the smoke cleared, they often came back. So it's a repellent, a fantastic one, but not necessarily a permanent fix.
And drones, what does the research say there?
Still emerging, but looking positive. That Sri Lanka study you mentioned found the drone sound was just as effective as playing tiger growls.
Wow.
And all the field reports say the same thing. Elephants tend to flee pretty quickly when a drone shows up. The immediate effect is definitely there.
But there's always a but, isn't there? What's the catch?
The catch is elephants are smart, really smart. And they learn. That's habituation.
Meaning they get used to it.
Exactly. They might figure out that the annoying buzzing drone never actually hurts them. Or that the chili smoke, yeah, it's unpleasant, but if they're hungry enough, maybe they can push through it, especially if there's no real negative consequence afterwards.
Huh. I read somewhere that elephants in Sri Lanka actually started eating chili plants.
There are reports like that. It sounds incredible, but it shows you just how adaptable they are. We're not dealing with mindless responses here. These are intelligent animals weighing risks and rewards.
So you have to keep changing things up.
Precisely. You can't just rely on one thing forever. You need to rotate methods, combine them, keep the elephants guessing. It makes the whole strategy much more complex, more dynamic.
Okay, so habituation is a big one. What other challenges are there? Practical things.
Oh, plenty. Cost, for one? Drones aren't cheap. You're talking maybe $1,100 for the drone itself, but then thousands more for transport, training, setup, especially in remote areas.
Yeah, that's a huge barrier for many communities.
Massive. Chili's cheap to make, but you need a constant supply of chilies and people willing to do the work night after night.
And they don't always work perfectly, right? Like weather must be a factor.
Absolutely. Drones have pretty short battery lives, maybe 15, 30 minutes. Bad weather grounds them. Thick forest canopy makes them hard to use.
And the chili smoke.
Totally dependent on wind direction. Rain can wash away chili paste on fences. It's not always reliable.
Are there safety risks too?
Yeah, potentially. A drone could crash.
Right.
Or if you use it too aggressively, maybe you panic the elephants, cause a stampede. And chili smoke. It's not lethal, but it carries fire risks if you leave burning dumb unattended. Plus, the smoke can be really irritating for people too. Patrollers need masks, goggles.
And then there are rules and logistics.
Right. Government regulations on drone use. Tanzania banned them for a while back in 2015. Keeping chili supplies consistent. Just keeping communities motivated for nightly patrols. It's exhausting work. It's a really complex picture on the ground.
So given all that, the cost, the habituation, the practical limits, what's the verdict? How do these tools actually fit into the bigger picture of coexistence?
Well, despite the challenges, they offer real, tangible benefits. If we connect this to that bigger picture, for farmers, it means relief. It means saving their crops, their income. It means feeling safer. And crucially, it means maybe sleeping through the night.
That alone must be huge.
Huge. And when people see that coexistence is possible, that there are ways to manage the conflict without killing, it fosters so much more tolerance for elephants.
And for the elephants themselves.
It's literally life-saving. Fewer conflicts mean fewer retaliatory killings. These methods cause temporary irritation, sure, but no lasting harm. That's a world away from spears or poisons.
Yeah.
And we're actually seeing populations in places like Amboseli in Kenya holding steady or even growing, partly thanks to better conflict management.
So it helps conservation overall, too.
Definitely. Less friction means more community support for things like anti-poaching or protecting habitats. It creates jobs, those chili patrollers in Zambia, for example. And keeping elephants in their natural spaces or guiding them back lets them play their role in the ecosystem, keeps migration routes open. It's all connected.
So what's next? How do we build on this?
It's about scaling up and innovating. For drones, think longer flight times, maybe AI to help spot elephants automatically, maybe linking them to SMS alerts for faster warnings.
Could drones drop chili?
Maybe. Or autonomous drone networks. For chili, perhaps more potent extracts or gels that stick to fences even in the rain. Lots of possibilities.
But it's not just about the tech, is it?
Not at all. The human element is absolutely key. These tools work best with community buy-in, volunteer groups, ongoing support from NGOs and governments. It's good to see some governments, like Sri Lanka's, actually starting to budget for these kinds of solutions now. So, to sum it up, drones and chili, they're vital tools for mitigation. They don't solve the root causes, the habitat loss, the squeeze on space, but they buy us incredibly valuable time.
Time to do what?
Time to implement the bigger, longer-term solutions. Securing wildlife corridors, better land use planning, community conservancies. These methods reduce the immediate conflict, reduce the killing, and make space for those deeper changes to happen. They won't stop every raid, but they make a massive difference to how often and how badly conflict happens.
It really is fascinating how this mix of cutting-edge tech and, well, ancient natural defenses is making such a difference, saving lives both human and elephant.
It truly is.
From these buzzing drones in Sri Lanka to, smoldering dung and chili bricks in Zambia. It's about finding what works, right? Locally appropriate, adaptive solutions.
Exactly. Easing this age-old tension.
And the fact that, a little flying machine and a spicy fruit are these unlikely partners in trying to build harmony between people and the biggest land mammal on Earth. It really says something about human creativity, doesn't it?
It's a testament to ingenuity, absolutely.
The road to real coexistence, it's obviously long, lots of challenges still. But these kinds of innovations, they feel like a genuine step forward towards a future where hopefully farmers and elephants can both thrive, respecting boundaries, sharing the same space, under a sky maybe filled with drones, and air that sometimes smells faintly of chili.
A hopeful image.
It makes you wonder, though, what other surprising solutions are out there, things we haven't even thought of yet, just waiting to be discovered, waiting to help us figure out how to live alongside the wild world.